From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you into NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage. In today's East Coast Conference matchup, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the D'Youville University Saints. Good afternoon, everybody. Once again, my name is Joe Foreman alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, and this is the McDonald's pregame show. McDonald's brings you our pregame show each and every CSI Dolphins home game. And Nick, the Dolphins have had a lot of success against this D'Youville team in the past. They're looking to bounce back from a loss against Damon on Friday night. What are you looking for from this men's basketball team here today?
Well, Joe, definitely looking forward to you and I broadcasting a D'Youville game together for once. But as far as the men go, looking for them to really come bouncing back here, coming out strong, looking to amount the pressure early on. A few things that were good for the team in the last game. Certainly, you saw Blake Wilson getting some open looks and knocking down a three. J.J. Chestnut shooting some threes as well. So we'll see if the Dolphins are able to continue their success from downtown.
Dolphins, a team that has thrived when their three-point baskets go in. That typically goes without saying, but this team plays especially good basketball when their defense leads to quality three-point chances. Nick, I'm getting a call from the other side. I'll step off headset. You take us through the tip-off.
Deja vu. All right, so we got things getting set here as the buzzer's going to sound, and then we'll get the pregame lineup introductions and the national anthem. So we'll get set here for all this. So what we'll do in the meantime here, as Nick Durst is riding solo, is we will step aside for a quick 30-second break, and we return. We'll have the national anthem. I believe is going to be sang by Jordan Rain. So stay locked right here on the ECC Network.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Dolphins fans, want to stay connected with everything happening at the College of Staten Island? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch all the live streams, exclusive behind-the-scenes tours, the latest episodes of CSI Today Talks, student film showcases, and so much more new programming. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button now at youtube.com/College of Staten Island, or scan the QR code on the screen and stay in the loop with everything CSI.
Welcome back to the tank on the College of Staten Island campus as D'Youville University visits the College of Staten Island, and we're getting set for tip-off. And right now, It's Nick Durst on the call with you. Joe Foreman joining us at some point. Right now the starting lineups are being introduced. So first, I will introduce the starting lineups for you for DUville. Their head coach is Andy Stark, a St. Bonaventure alum, graduated in 2015, his third season as head coach. Number 1, the junior guard, Renard Fontes Jules. Number 4, the sophomore guard, Dawson Matzel. Number 5, the redshirt sophomore guard, Alicia Warren. And number 7, it is the redshirt junior forward, Trayton Trice, along with number 12, the redshirt junior guard, Justin Moore, who stands at 6'7". Now, for the College of Staten Island, as they're being introduced right now, head coach TJ Chibb's team. I don't have the stars in front of me, but I'm going to guess them, but you'll see them as they're introduced. At guard, the junior from Watervliet, New York, number 3, J. Chestnut. At forward, the junior from the Bronx, New York, number 10, Asa Kone. At guard, the sophomore from Staten Island, New York, number 21, Aaron Goldstein. At forward, the senior from Watervliet, New York, number 23, Messiah Mallory. And the sophomore guard from West Palm Beach, Florida, number 24, Blake Wilson. Team's getting set for the action here. We got Big Mike on the hero cam, Patty 2 cams on the main cam. He's getting set, eating some Pop-Tarts right now. Edward, our engineer, Nick Durst here. Joe Foreman somewhere in the gym right now. So hopefully he can join us soon. So we'll get set for tip-off here. A big game for both teams, looking to end the weekend on a strong note. Team is ready to go. Usually they give us fist pumps. They did the long distance one. And we are ready for tip-off here. A good laugh to get things started. Messiah Mallory to jump, along with Trayton Trice. And JJ Chestnut comes over with the ball for the Dolphins. Joe Calabrese and Nick Bavona are statisticians today. Mallory over to the point guard, Goldstein. Goldstein inside to Mallory, and he slams it home. What a start to the game. Great feed by Goldstein to Mallory with the opening dunk of the afternoon. Matzel to Fontes Jules. Back to Matzel. Matzel over to Warren. Warren over to the shooter, making the three-pointer, Justin Moore. Nice job there by DUville with the ball movement. Chestnut to Goldstein. Goldstein back to Chestnut. Chestnut gets tied up, gets it over to Goldstein. Now to Wilson. Wilson for 3. Bringing the heat from West Palm Beach and knocking down the three-pointer is Blake Wilson. Back the other way and blocked. There as Justin Moore is blocked by Kone. How about that block? Getting things set early on here. Usually the block parties are in the summer, but we have one right here in December. Three-point attempt off the mark there by Warren. And here comes JJ Chestnut with the ball for the Dolphins, who gives it to Goldstein. Wilson in the corner for 3. That's good. Back-to-back threes for Blake Wilson to get things started. 8-3. And we are going to potentially have an early timeout here by Dieuville, but there is some confusion on the court right now. Perhaps about the shot clock or the game clock. As Coach Andy Stark talking over with the official, and the official is going to talk to the floor sweeper. Whatever the issue was, it seems to be resolved now. Matzel being guarded by Mallory. Gets it over to Warren. Warren now double teamed by Mallory and Chestnut. And ultimately, the foul is called on J.J. Chestnut. Fontes Jules to inbound, gets it in to Trice. And his pass is stolen by Chestnut, who's driving down the lane and goes to lay it in with the left hand, and that is going to be called a goaltending. So count the basket. 2 points there by Chestnut, and it's now 8-3. Make it 10-3. Nice fancy move there to the basket is Fontes Jules. His layup's off the mark. And J.J. Chestnut now back the other way. Chestnut inside to Kone. And Kone is called for the travel. Matzel being guarded by Mallory. Fontes Jules with the ball, calling out the play, gives it over to Warren. Warren over to Moore. Moore met by Kone. Moore with 10 on the shot clock, driving. Left-handed layup, backward attempt is good. Nice move there, nice finish there by Moore. Goldstein now over to Chestnut. Chestnut to Mallory. Mallory to Blake Wilson for three, and that's good! The heat is being brought from West Palm Beach right now on a cold December day in Staten Island, New York. Wilson opening the game up with not one, not two, but 3 3-pointers. 9 points for Wilson early on. And that pass attempt right there by Matzel is out of bounds. The Dolphins bringing all the defensive pressure right now. Once again, Nick Durst here on the broadcast for you this afternoon in the tank on the ECC Network. J.J. Chestnut to Wilson in the corner. Off the mark. A rare miss there. A rare miss three-pointer by Wilson. I talked about it in the pregame. Getting Wilson those open three-pointers is going to be key, and so far it has. Nice move there on the spin by Trayton Trice to lay it in. J.J. Chestnut to Goldstein. And they're called for a pass in the backcourt. Close, questionable. Our cameraman, Patty Two Cams, give me the no-no signal, so we'll see. Mitchell Wiggin into the game for Kone for the Dolphins. Three-point attempt by Fontes Jules off the mark. And we have a foul underneath committed by Dawson Matzel. Big Dolphins ball now. And the action now resumes here on the court. As Goldstein's alley-oop attempt to Wiggin is good on the layup. Nice job there by Goldstein and Wiggin. Wiggin now slams it home! Can you feel the energy, the electricity? Coach Tibbs getting way up as Wiggin comes back to the huddle. It's going to be an immediate timeout. Dolphins ahead 17-7, an early 10-point lead, 15:45 remaining. Keep it locked right here on the ECC Network.
For me, just kind of was the glue that kept my family together, I feel like. I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time, it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
And we are back here in the tank. Nick Durst now finally joined once again by Joseph Foreman. And Joe, we're glad to have you back. It was quite a run by the Dolphins to get things started. 17-7 start. And what a dunk by Wiggin that really brought the house down.
Saints respond with an and one at the other end. But how about the air that Coach T.J. Tibbs got in that celebration as Wiggin was greeted by his head coach at the bench? Both of them went airborne for the
That's
rear.
what I was telling Patty Two Cams over here, our cameraman. Tibbs got some serious hang time on that.
He did.
I'll have to ask
He
him about
did.
that at halftime if Stephanie sends him up. But the free throw is made there to make it 17-10.
He got so far up there, I was concerned about the structural integrity of his pants. He is not in game day attire in terms of getting out there and getting that kind of air.
I hope
but
he stretched out beforehand because I heard he had plantar fasciitis
Really?
earlier in the year. That's why he missed the staff students game.
Well, meanwhile, D'Youville answered right back with an and one at the offensive end, and on that shot, Mallory was blocked.
Good response out of the timeout here by D'Youville.
It was Justin Moore with the last D'Youville made basket. On that shot, Trayton Trice no good, rebounded by Blake Wilson.
Wilson, unbelievable start, Joe. 1, 2, 3 threes, 9 points for him early on.
Well, I wasn't in the gym the entire time when this game had started, as Wilson doesn't get the roll on that one, but I could hear how loud it was in here from up in the offices, so you could tell good things were happening for the Dolphins, and that was confirmed on the scoreboard as I walked back in. That shot no good by Trice, rebound tipped to Chestnut. Chestnut spins toward the baseline and draws the contact. He will head to the line.
JJ bulldozing his way to the hoop. He goes to the free throw line now. A lot of subs getting set to check in here on both sides right now after this first free throw.
Two free throws for Chestnut. And the first is good. You mentioned the hot start for Wilson. He leads all scorers with 9 points. On the other side, Justin Moore has 8 of the 10 D'Youville points. He's 3 of 5 from the field, including 1 of 1 from downtown. Free throw from Chestnut rattles out. Sean Hargrave into the game. Also out there with Chestnut and Hargrave, Wiggin, Kone, Ziris. Bounce pass feeds Moore along the baseline, and D'Youville is back within 6.
Really nice pass there, and a really nice finish by Moore, who kind of pump faked while he was in the air already and then dunked it home.
Moore now has 10 points. Right as I was leaving, as Ziris Attempts that three and buries it.
Joe, what do we talk about in the pregame? The three-pointers, and so far they are falling.
When the Dolphins hit their threes, they are very tough to beat because the defensive effort is always there, and an answer at the other end on that three by Scruggs.
Great three-point shooting right now all around.
That was D'Youville's second 3 on 5 attempts. The Dolphins are 4 of 6 from downtown. D'Youville just picked up their third team foul with 13:27 to go in the half. Zeros looking. Finds Wiggin. Wiggin uses the Kone screen. Bounce pass along the baseline, and Hargrave draws the foul.
Hargrave getting some early minutes here. I'll go to the free throw line to be rewarded. Joe, you did miss the pregame fist pumps between me and the players.
They looked up and gave you the air fist
Aaron
pump?
Goldstein, he gave me a fist pump. Kone gave me a fist pump, and then Messiah gave me a fist pump and a big smile. So I think I kind of lightened the mood before the game for these guys.
I wish I had been there for that. My mood isn't exactly the greatest at the moment.
Busy day at the tank, just like
Yeah,
the rest
we'll
of the
call
weekend
it,
so far.
We'll call it busy. Busy's a nice way to put it. Hargrave connects on that free throw.
Hargrave, good to see him healthy. Hurt a lot of his career so far, hurt earlier on this season, and now he's getting some big minutes early on in this game. He has the length to disrupt the game.
Dolphins really added a lot of length this year. And unaware of how open he was with Scruggs, and he ended up getting rejected.
Well, Joe, usually the block parties are in the summer, but we have a block party right here on December 8th.
Scruggs had no clue how open he was. He caught it in deep, and the Dolphins are called for a moving screen right there. Saints will inbound. The deficit for D'Youville is 8 points. Dolphin pressure has given them problems. And here it results in an open three, no good by Jalen Simmons. And a foul is called in the pursuit of that rebound. It will stay Saints basketball.
Good ball movement there by D'Youville. Ultimately, they get the foul and will remain their ball.
Inbound goes to the corner. Now the ball up top. Warren swings it to the wing, and St. Louis can't connect. Ball loose on the floor. Hargrave on top of it. And he ended up.
Bounds. I thought he was kind of pushed onto the line.
He was helped onto the line for sure.
Right, so
for sure.
Should have been called a jump ball.
So it will be Saints ball with 20 on the shot clock. Shot fake there by Simmons, doubled, goes up in traffic, can't finish. And Kone has the rebound. Here comes Laddie. Laddie thought about the pull-up, kicks out to Zeros. Kone at the top of the arc, hands off to Laddie. Laddie's bounce pass
Kick ball.
was kicked. That's 5 team fouls on D'Youville with just over 12 minutes to play in the first half. Dolphins will inbound from the baseline. And another offensive foul is whistled against CSI.
That was against Sean Hargrave.
So the Saints get it right back, still trailing by 8. Dolphins continue to pressure. Saints navigate it well. And to the rim goes Scruggs. He couldn't finish. Zeros with the board. Here come the Dolphins.
Nice move by Scruggs there to the rim, but just couldn't finish.
Hargrave, splash.
Sean Hargrave knocking down to 3. And when that's happening, good things are happening for your team. Jordan Hargrave, tallest player on the Dolphins.
Nice feed inside, but Scruggs tried to go up in a double. He was blocked, and that was tipped out by the Saints.
Another block there by Kone.
Inside of 12 minutes, we will head to another media timeout. Our score, Staten Island 26, D'Youville 15.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
11:40 to go in the first half from the tank. The Dolphin lead is 26-15. CSI utilizing much of their depth early in this game. Sean Hargrave knocking down a 3 just a couple of possessions ago. And if you're on that Dolphins coaching staff or a fan of CSI, you have to like seeing that. It will be Dolphins basketball here. Same 5 out there for Staten Island.
A lot of length with this 5 right here between Hargrave, Kone, and Wiggin.
Simmons, Warren, Hutchins, Moore, and Scruggs out there for D'Youville. Kone hands off to Wiggin, and it was off his leg. Out of bounds, Saints ball.
That'll get Mallory to the scorer's table. He'll come in the game for Kone.
Hutchins brings it up. He looks to attack, one-on-one with Ziris, and the bank shot is good.
Nice job there, opening the bank up and knocking it in for Hutchins.
A rare instance where the bank is open on Sunday.
The only time you'll see it happening.
We don't get many Sunday games over the course of the season. Usually it's Tournament of Heroes, a couple of non-conference, and the Buffalo weekend. As a foul was called underneath.
Well, Joe, like I said in the pregame, this is a historic game for you and me. The first time you're calling D'Youville with me.
Well, I have to be honest with you, Nick. I wasn't sure I would be about 20 minutes ago.
Well, I did go the first few minutes by myself, so the streak almost continued.
I will say, though, last year I actually went back and looked. You, Nick, and myself were all on the D'Youville game last year. We were.
There was a different game last year on a Sunday, I think, that I called myself.
Is it possible that the Damon game was on a Sunday? I don't think it ever is. I don't think the Damon game's ever Sunday. Mallory's jumper short from the baseline. I usually go back and rewatch the most recent home game we covered for conference play as Scruggs gets that teardrop to go.
Nice shot there by Scruggs to get that in.
Joey Poulin into the game for the Dolphins. Mallory working against Scruggs. Hook shot on its way, and it rattles in.
Good job there by Mallory.
Dolphins lead it by 9 here. Hutchins with it, crosses over. Scruggs for 3, and that's good.
Good look there from Scruggs, straight ahead. He knocks it down. 6-point game.
Laddie uses the Mallory screen, pull-up jumper is good, and these two teams are really heating up.
Trading shots right now. They're all falling.
Dolphins On defense here, lead still 8, and that foul comes on a 3-point attempt by Scruggs.
So Scruggs going to the free throw line for potentially 3 more points.
Dolphins right now, though it looks like we might be a point low on our score, but I'm sure it was just a 2. That should have been marked a 3 on the live stats. Either way, the Dolphins 11 of 15 from the floor. And the Saints 9 of 20 with 3 free throws coming up here. First free throw too strong. Second free throw well short.
So a productive foul. Blake Wilson, he's back in the game, man. Goldstein's back in the game. J.D. Chestnut's back in the game. Short Hargrave to the trainer's table. I think he might have a cut, so I think he's okay.
Yeah, I think there's some blood on the uniform. This is the starting 5 that we saw early in the season. And Mallory lost his footing there before the inbound.
Yeah, Joey Poulin in the game as well.
Yeah, Poulin was starting for the Dolphins at the beginning of the season with these 4 teammates. Poulin swings it to Wilson, and he rattles in a 3.
Another one. 12 points for Wilson on 3s right now in the first half. Well on the way to perhaps a career high.
Hutchins kicks out for Scruggs. No good. Chestnut with the rebound. And that pass was tipped and stolen at half court. Right at Chestnut goes Warren, but he couldn't finish.
Nice rebound there by Poulin coming back.
Chestnut out to Wilson for 3. That's off. And
Crowd was
Deauville
ready
has
to come unglued there.
At one point, the crowd has to exclaim splash in unison for a Dolphins made 3.
Tell the guy in PA.
He could do that if he wanted.
Splash!
Was that your Anthony impression?
Yes.
I got it, so it was good.
I don't want to misspeak, but I think Blake Wilson's family's here from West Palm Beach.
Really?
Yeah, I think I see his father and some others, but I was told by them they really enjoy the broadcast, so if they aren't here, we know they're watching and we appreciate it.
Blake's team leading by 10 as Hutchins with a nice shot high off the window.
Hutchins and Scruggs doing a lot of the scoring as of late for the Uville.
And Mallory with a nice looking spin finishes the layup.
Well, usually we do the Spinneroonie contest in between immediate timeout, but Messiah with the Spinneroonie there, landed in.
Hutchins again to the rim, finishes with the left hand.
Unstoppable right now.
Goldstein with it now, as the pace of this game has really picked up. Mallory off the crossover, gets inside and banks it in.
Trading baskets all around right now. Have to love the pace of this game.
Hutchins directing traffic. Bullet pass over to St. Louis. He managed to keep it in. Back to the basket. Trice fakes, and he is swatted by Mallory.
Make that 4, perhaps 5 blocks so far for the Dolphins this afternoon.
Goldstein short on the 3. And it will be Saints ball after this media timeout. 7:01 to go, first half. The Dolphins still lead by double figures. Our score, Staten Island 37, Deauville 27.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag like facing backwards and with like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back and my dad was like, "We have a prodigy." So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
.701 to go in the first half from the tank. Our score, Staten Island 37 and DUville 27. Dolphins looking to even up their conference record at 1-1, as are the Saints. Both teams lost on Friday. The Dolphins against Damon and DUville at UDC. And the Dolphins have pressured the Saints into yet another turnover.
Tremendous job so far defensively.
And you know, Nick, I'm looking at our live stats right now, and Saints only have 4 turnovers, but with the struggles that this Dolphins press has induced,
right,
it feels like much more. The Dolphins have turned it over 7 times.
Plus the blocks as well. Makes it feel like a big difference.
I think the slow shooting start for DUville made it seem a bit worse than it was, as Mallory is fired up. Count that basket and the foul.
That's what you call a big boy play right there. Mallory getting fouled, underhands it, lays it in. Count the basket and the foul. Going to the free throw line for one more.
Mallory, with that last make, now has 10 points on 5 of 7. Don't know if we had a foul or a lane violation. We'll see. It looks like a lane violation.
So do they redo the shot if it was against the DUville?
I thought they signaled 10. There is no 10 out there.
No.
And Mallory can't make the Saints pay. DUville with it now, trailing by 12. Corner 3. Fonts Jules, and that is good.
Yeah, good feed there from Matzel to find Fontes Jules in the corner.
Goldstein guarded closely by Fonts Jules. Kick out to Chestnut. Now Wilson. Too strong off back iron and rebounded by Fonts Jules.
Fontes Jules doing it on both sides of the ball right now.
To the rim goes Hutchins. Could not finish, but Moore cleans it up, and the Dolphins call timeout.
Close game once again, 39-32.
TJ Tibbs not happy with that last possession defensively. Perhaps maybe it was the lack of a box out allowing for that offensive board. Either way, Dolphins have called timeout with 5:54 to go. Their lead, 39-32. .554 to go in the first half. The Dolphins' lead is 7 points. Chestnut has it. Big crossover to his right. He attacks the basket and draws the foul.
Well, we've seen JJ now a few times attacking the basket and drawing the foul, so he'll go back to the free throw line.
Free throw by Chestnut rolls in. The Dolphins' lead is back to 8 again. Chestnut goes 1 of 2. Hutchins hands it off to Moore. Now Scruggs drives at Mallory, kick out. That 3 won't go for Hutchins, and Mallory has the board. Goldstein uses the Mallory screen, alley-oop, and Mallory banks it in.
Well, that's the second alley-oop we've seen from Goldstein to a player on the layup. Wigan earlier, Mallory there.
Just over 5 minutes to go. Moore off the mark from 3, and Goldstein has the rebound. That is 5 minutes until halftime, of course. Goldstein uses the Mallory screen once again. Pull-up jumper is short, and the rebound is pulled in by Fonz Jules. And Goldstein nearly stole it away. This is Moore, defended by Mallory. Moore, step back jumper, no good. And Wilson has the rebound. Here comes Chestnut. Feed inside to Mallory, and a foul was called as that entry pass found its way to Messiah.
19th foul. So Messiah's going to the free throw line.
Asa Kone waiting to check in for the Dolphins. Mallory's free throw good on the front end of a 1-and-1. That last foul was number 9 on Duville in this first half.
See if the Dolphins take advantage here, going through the basket here to get to the free throw line with 4:25 left in the half.
Mallory, for the second time, deking out the players lined up alongside the charity stripe. That time his own man, Blake Wilson, commits the lane violation.
Kone comes in now for Mallory.
Saints again contending with that Dolphins press. Simmons barely got away there. Matsell drives the baseline and draws the foul.
Matsell going to the free throw line now. 17th foul on the Dolphins.
Two free throws coming up here. That foul, I believe, was in the act of shooting, and it was. Second free throw on its way here. That is off back iron and rebounded by the Saints. Trice with the offensive board, but could not get the hook shot to go.
Would have been a tough finish there.
Goldstein for Wilson. Splash.
Well, the shots just keep on coming, and they keep on falling for Blake Wilson. 15 points now to start the game.
Blake Wilson is 5 of 8 and 5 of 8 from downtown with 15 points. As a foul is called at the other end. And with that foul, we are under 4 minutes to go in the half, bringing us to our final media timeout before halftime. Our score with 3:45 to go in the first half, the Dolphins 46 and the Saints 33.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experience as possible.
3:45 to go in this first half. The Dolphins lead the Saints 46-33. CSI shooting 68% in this first half, 17 of 25, including 6 of 12, or I should say 7 of 12 from beyond the arc. The Saints just 4 of 12 from downtown, but they are shooting a respectable 41% from the field, and D'Youville has forced 8 CSI turnovers. At the line, Justin Moore, and he rattles in his first free throw. Moore now with 13 points. He's 5 of 9 from the field. Hutchins has 6. Scruggs has 9. That trio, the 3 leading scorers for the Saints. With that last made 3, Blake Wilson now leads the Dolphins in points with 15. Mallory with 13. No other Dolphin with more than 4. This is Wilson on the wing. Hand off to Goldstein. Now Ziris. Chestnut briefly doubled. Finds Wilson, 10 on the shot clock. Goldstein. To Ziris. Ziris fakes. Finds Wilson, hook shot. No good, but Wiggin has the rebound and draws a foul on the putback.
Well, nice job there at Wiggins to get the offensive board, and now he'll go to the free throw line.
Mitchell Wiggin to the line for 2 shots. Shooting or not, the Dolphins now are in the double bonus for the final 3 minutes and 12 seconds in this first half. Second free throw from Wiggin is good, and the Dolphins lead it by 13 points.
3:12 left in the first half. So far, a good one for the Dolphins.
Drop off inside, and the floater by Simmons is no good, but that ball was last touched by the Dolphins. Inbound goes to the corner. Pull-up jumper on its way. Simmons, and that's good.
Bank's open today, Joe. Lots of bank shots in this game.
He will take it.
That's the easiest way to score. Here's the bank.
Wilson. Splash.
Wow. Speechless at this point. 18 points in the first half on 3-pointers. We'll see just how many Blake could hit.
Blake and the family up here post-game. Should the Dolphins hold on?
Let's tell Stephanie, make sure you get the family. Her and Emily can escort them up.
That shot rolls off the rim by Moore. Rare miss for him in this first half. Here comes Wiggin. He drops it off to Wilson, who floats it up and in.
Come on, Blake. That's not a 3-pointer. 20 points for Blake Wilson in the first half.
Still 2 minutes to go. Blake Wilson putting together a career effort. As that shot is no good. Deep 3 off the mark by Fonts Jules.
Joe might have to start looking at the all-time Dolphin record
He's shooting
book.
this. 3-pointer. Too strong. You knew it was coming, Nick, as soon as he caught the ball.
Might as well.
The bench certainly has no problem with it, as the tough fadeaway goes for Simmons.
I asked Coach Tibbs his thoughts about Wilson only taking a 2 there at the end of the half.
That'd be a good question. We'll see. Minute and a half to go before halftime. The Dolphins' lead is 14 points. Chestnut commits the charge. All right, so I've been asked what the record is for made threes in a game. That's my specialty.
Well, I know a few years ago, Austin Mick had a crazy game.
I think that is still the record.
I'm thinking it's Austin Mick. Bryce might have came close, but it could have been before our time as well. I think Austin Mick.
I believe it was Austin Mick, but we're going to confirm it now.
Austin Mick had a 30-point game, mostly threes, I think.
Well,
as Chestnut now with the ball. Wilson looking for another 3 if he can get open. JJ to the basket. Over to Wilson. Wilson passes to Ziris. Ziris to Goldstein now. Goldstein over to Zeres. Zeres 15 on the shot clock, 54 on the game clock. 10 seconds now to Chestnut. And Chestnut's driving to the basket. And his layup attempt leads to him being fouled.
Nick,
so he'll go to the free throw line.
I think shockingly it's not kept.
Uh-oh.
Not individually. It doesn't look like it's kept.
Better ask the last ACC what he was doing.
I find that really hard to believe. I'll keep digging.
At least in our time, Joe.
We'll get to work
It's
at
got to be
halftime.
Austin Mick.
Well, if it's not kept, I will start this year. I was certain that record was kept, but
Might have to ask the former SID if he knows off the top of his head.
we have individual single season.
First
You
free
know
throw
what?
off the mark.
I don't think they keep that in a per-game basis. I think they do it by season. They have made threes in a season. They do not have it by game.
We're at 6 made threes so far in this game.
It actually
Awesome.
wouldn't be that hard to figure it out.
You have to go looking through the stat books, though.
It would take probably about 5 or 10 minutes going through each year of stats that we have and checking the individual game high for made threes each year. Then you would know.
A lot of years to go back.
We may not have very old stats, but modern era, post-stat crew, you would 100% have
The
it.
TJ Tibbs era.
Pull-up jumper, no good by St. Louis, and the Dolphins can't hold for the final shot. Laddie has it at nearly half court. Defended by Simmons. He looks to drive. Chestnut for Wilson. Wilson with it poked away.
He's
5
gonna shoot
seconds to
this.
go. Deep three. No good. This building wanted that to fall as the Saints nearly score from half court. That will do it
Let's
for
see
the
if
first
Coach
half.
Tibbs comes up to the Dolphin
He's
den up
looking.
here.
He's coming up.
Here he comes.
All right, so we'll get him on the stream quickly. Nick, you take your microphone, and we'll have Coach Tibbs joining us shortly.
All right, we are here with Coach Tibbs for the TLC Physical Therapy Halftime Report. And Coach, I don't even want to ask you a question. I'm just going to say one name, Blake Wilson.
Yeah, he's hot right now, so it's good to see the ball going. I hate to say this is what you expect of a kid because it's an incredible performance right now, but I know he expects this. He works so hard, right? I mean, he's been struggling shooting the ball, but we want him to shoot the ball. So it's nice, especially, he's a kid from Florida. I know his dad is here. Not a lot of time, the family's here. So it's nice, I want him to do a couple more things on defense, but we'll talk about that another time.
All right, well, at least offensively, him and his family, they're bringing the heat from West Palm Beach, which we need right here. Coach, I don't know what your vertical was back in your playing days, but when Mitch Wiggin dunks and you go for the timeout, you got really, really high up.
Well, first of all, check the tape. I could catch some dunks, all right? If not, we got to go over this later. I'm going to tell you this. I told myself since James Delahanty, I did it with him, and James is a little bit different of a body frame, that I was never going to do that again. But I got a little bit excited, and I'm never going to do that again. So, exciting moment for him. I mean, a lot of people don't know. I mean, that kid is going through some stuff right now, and an incredible performance for him. So, super excited for him. He's another kid that we expect to keep playing well.
All right, well, Coach, thanks for joining us in the Dolphins end. Best of luck in the second half.
Real quick, I know there's a bunch of DUville fans watching, but the DUville bus on the way to the game got into an accident. So they're fighting some adversity. I know, led by Andy. Andy's a great coach. They were shaking up on the way here, so on the bridge. So to be able to get here and to come here and the energy that they're fighting with, we already know they're going to play hard because they're coached by Andy. But I don't know how these kids, after being on the bus and traveling for so long. I mean, shout out to those kids. On a holiday, their AD, them figuring it out and them getting here. These kids are competing like we expected them to, and that's a courtesy to. Shout out to Andy, his staff, and DUville and everything. So you watch a college basketball game and you just think that, this has happened, whatever. But these kids went through a bad situation on the way here. So I know we're thinking about them. We're happy that everybody's healthy. And the basketball game becomes very miniature after that. You're just very, very happy that they're healthy and they're out here competing their butts off. So shout out to them.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. That's going to do it for the halftime report here. We go to the half. The Dolphins are ahead 54-39. Keep it locked right here on the ECC Network.
Basketball has a special place in my heart because of the experiences it has given me and the purpose I have found along the way. Basketball taught me that success doesn't require perfection. Rather, I should pursue excellence in everything that I do. Basketball has led me on a journey where I've accumulated numerous life lessons to value relationships, practice integrity, and demonstrate commitment. I've learned to welcome mistakes and not only accept adversity, but embrace it. It has the unique effect of eliciting talents in someone which would have otherwise lain dormant. It is something that builds character, an element that is essential to a player's growth and development. You sometimes wonder if all the mornings and late nights are really worth it. Then you look to your left and right, and you see your teammates beside you, and you know you're not alone. And it's comforting. When you're part of a team, there's a special joy in playing for something bigger than yourself. Basketball taught me how to embrace a community. Like music, it brings people together. When you make contributions to your team, your program, it's a rewarding feeling knowing the impact you have on the larger community when you observe how much it inspires the people around you.
Dear basketball, I was only a few months old when I took my first photograph with a ball in my lap. From that moment on, you never left me. Growing up in a small village in upstate New York, 2 miles from the Canadian border, you were my constant go-to for fun and entertainment. No matter if there was 3 feet of snow or the sun was scorching hot, I always found a way to be with you as you brought me so much joy. As a child, you always had a way of bringing the neighborhood kids together. Every day we would find our way to the circular paved patio I had in my yard with an 8-foot rim nailed to a tree. It wasn't the classiest court to play on, but it worked for us, and it's where my passion for you began. Little did I know you would take my friends and family on a journey of a lifetime. It was from you where I learned to be brave, courageous, and adventurous, that if I stuck with it through my moments of failure, disappointment, and heartache, I could achieve anything I put my mind to. Like attending Duke University on a full scholarship where I was able to surround myself in greatness both in the classroom and on the court. It is here where I truly learned how to step out of my comfort zone and discover what I was made of, refusing to let my insecurities and fears hold me back. Gail Geston-Course and her incredible staff, along with my teammates, gave me a family away from home that I could have never dreamt of as a little girl. The ACC championships, the NCAA tournaments, including the national championship game in 1999, cannot match the friendships and relationships I developed because of basketball. See, I find it to be the relationships that we develop through our sports participation that are in fact the most meaningful and memorable. Basketball, you have given me a life team that I can never repay you for. You have supplied me with a platform that allows me to give back, to inspire, motivate, encourage individuals to go after their passions, to push through their failures and be fearless in stepping out of their comfort zones. It was because of you I was able to start my first company with co-founder Colleen Healy from UConn Women's Basketball called Orca Leadership. Orca standing for opportunity, resilience, contribution, and accountability. All 4 pillars we learned from playing your game. Even further, we were able to start up our own academy called Beyond the Game Academy, helping athletes across the country reach their dreams. I could have never imagined this life, and I have you to thank. Thank you, basketball.
The opportunities that basketball provided for me has been crazy. Being able to travel all over the world, to even a different country, just being able to meet so many different people and build so many different relationships has definitely just opened so many doors for me.
Opportunities that basketball has provided me, just to meet a lot of people, travel a lot of places, around the world and also around the country. It's just, a great experience to make me a more well-rounded person.
Just being able to learn from my teammates, learning really what sacrifice is about, learning about hard work, just being a part of a team, having that support group, having somebody that's there to support you no matter what. It's been great.
Basketball has given me a lot of opportunities. Obviously, just traveling and coming here, this is special. And we went to Spain over the summer, and I had never been out the country before that, so it was special. And obviously, just giving me a free education. It's a big thing, and I'm glad basketball has been able to do it for me.
It's provided a lot of opportunities, provided me to get a college degree, travel places that I never thought I would travel to, and just meet new people.
I'd say basketball has just provided me with a variety of opportunities. Just the connections that I made in the Purdue community, and kind of just growing as a player and as a person has. I'm definitely blessed and grateful to have all these opportunities.
Dear basketball, since I was a kid, you have always been a way for me to clear my mind of everything going on in life and just have fun playing and competing. You led me to seeing you where I've become a part of a close-knit basketball family. You've let me build a relationship with my brothers that not many people get to experience, and these relationships have been able to grow and will certainly last a lifetime. You have taught me that this sport is more than getting the best stats or winning the most games, but it's about enjoying the experience, making a difference in the community, and always competing at my highest level. Through great leadership from Coach K and other coaches, you have given me top-of-the-line resources to learn not only about the game, but about life and being a man of integrity and humility. I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for you, and I am forever grateful for the lessons you have taught me and the memories that I will have for the rest of my life.
College basketball has provided me with a platform to not only have fun on the court and be around some amazing teammates, but also kind of supplement academics with just another side of the Notre Dame experience, because sports are such an important part of the tradition there, and being a part of the Notre Dame sports tradition in any way is just an incredible honor. It's amazing. Just being here all week, there's just so much recognition for such an amazing sport and such amazing teams that are here, and to be a part of that in any small way is just incredible, and I'm so lucky to be here. Just the value of determination, perseverance, and self-confidence in getting where you want to go in life. I've definitely learned a lot being around a team of such strong, inspiring women, and I can only hope to emulate their talent on the basketball court in other parts of my life. I'm a computer science major in Notre Dame's College of Engineering, and I was really drawn to it because I've always kind of loved math and science, and it's a really fun way to apply problem-solving skills to different situations, especially in today's day and age where technology is becoming such an integral part of society. Just figuring out different ways I can contribute to that. I'm really excited to see where it'll take me in the future. I think just the general mindset of approaching something from how can I solve this in not only the best way but the most efficient way, because there's a big emphasis on that in a lot of my classes, and just kind of seeing how the sports world and the academic world can overlap, even with just the GPS things that we wear during practice to keep track of how hard we're working. Just the technology behind that is super interesting to me also. When I first came to campus, I was hoping to get involved in the women's basketball program in some way, and I applied to be a manager, and I thought that would be an awesome opportunity, super excited. And then I got an email about walk-on tryouts. I'm like, oh, this would be a great way to go meet other girls to play pickup with. I had no idea it would lead to any of this, trust me, but I'm so glad it has. And after that, that's how I met some of the women's basketball people and how I got connected to be a team manager for the program. So I started doing that first semester of my freshman year, and then, as you probably know the story, last year with the 4 ACL tears, they just needed another practice player kind of thing. So I turned from a manager to a walk-on and got the opportunity to go in some games, just help the team out any way I could. And that was an incredible ride, obviously ending with the championship last season, which was amazing. And then same thing this year, kind of just some injuries happened and they needed someone to step up. So I'm here to be whatever they need me to be, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this program in any way. Kind of going between the manager and walk-on role, it is a different type of thing I'm doing, but it's still being around the same girls every day and just being around the team. And for me, that was such a valuable thing. And again, like, I guess my passion for basketball and how much I just love the sport kind of made that seem easy. Not really something I thought about a ton, just because every day it wasn't about like what I could do. It was just about kind of getting out and playing the game I love every day and just being around it in any way.
Basketball has given me everything in my life. It's given me a chance to get a college education. Gives my families to take like trips to these cool tournaments we go to, and most importantly, my relationships with the people I've met throughout the years, and Coach Izzo down to my junior high coach. It's provided me with great relationships with teammates and guys that I'll be talking to for the rest of my life.
Basketball has provided me with just obviously the education portion of it is huge, and also just the relationships I was able to build with my teammates, guys on different teams that go to my school, like the football team and the soccer team. There's also just the relationships that I'm able to build outside of, athletics, and I believe that's huge, just being able to go and meet new people, especially at a big university like Ohio State, and just kind of get your network around and just see the way different people think and react to things.
I'd say basketball provided me with, the opportunity just to be around good people and meet people that can help me in life and give me a free education and be able to somewhat set myself up for a better life.
It has offered me opportunity to go to college, to leave my hometown, travel the world, build outstanding relationships and friendships. I'm forever grateful and owe a lot of gratitude to the game of basketball and to God for putting the basketball in my hands. So basketball has really blessed me a lot.
And we are back for the start of the second half in this East Coast Conference matchup between the College of Staten Island and D'Youville University. The Dolphins lead 54-39 at the break, and D'Youville has it to get things started here in half number 2. Driving the baseline is Moore, and his reverse layup is good.
Moore continuing to score.
Mallory on the wing from Goldstein sends it right back out to Aaron. This is Chestnut surveying the floor, defended by Moore. Goldstein on the wing, alley-oop, Chestnut, and it's too high. And Nick, that's when I saw the Dolphins working on this morning during the walkthrough before the game.
Well, they've been trying to do these alley-oops. They had 2 earlier that resulted in nice layups. That one a little off the mark.
And a focus of that was the pass. Layup, good, high off the glass by Warren.
Nice job there by Warren attacking the basket.
Just like that, Elisha Warren has made this an 11-point game with that layup. 4 quick points for the Saints now to open the second half. This is Goldstein. He thought about it. Mallory with his back to the basket, faces up, mismatch against Warren, double team. And he finds the cutting Kone for the dunk.
Mallory absorbs double team, dishes it to Kone, and he slams it home.
This is Moore. Big crossover there by Fonts Jules. Good defense by Goldstein. 10 on the shot clock. Moore working against Wilson off the jab step, kicks out. Three-pointer, too strong. And off the miss by Warren. He is fouled. He took it away from Goldstein.
Goldstein went down hard there, but he seems to be okay.
First team foul against the Dolphins in this second half. Goldstein's first. Make that his second. Moore in the corner. Goes right at Wilson. Goldstein doubles. Able to keep that ball with Dieuville was Fonz Jules. Now on the drive. Trice to the rim. Can't finish, but the putback dunk by Warren is good.
Warren sparking his team right now.
Warren with two big baskets early in the second half. This is Goldstein. He uses the Kone screen. Wilson has Fonz Jules all over him. Still a big size mismatch there. Pass was nearly stolen. Now Chestnut for Goldstein. No good from three. Kone with the rebound. And it was poked away from him. But I think they called a foul. And they did.
So that goes against Matzel.
Saints substitution as Matzel heads to the bench. Scruggs checks in. This is Chestnut. Out to Mallory. Head fake, and he traveled. Saints have it, still trailing by 11. They've showed some good signs early in this second half. Scruggs on the wing, back up top. Warren kicks out. Scruggs to the basket, and he was blocked by Mallory, but a foul was called after the ball had been rebounded.
A little bit of a late whistle there, Joe.
Yeah, more than a little bit. Depending on what the call was, I'm assuming it was a shooting foul on Mallory, but that whistle appeared to come well after that play was over. At the line, T.I. Scruggs, and his free throw is a bit short. Second free throw by Scruggs, too strong this time, but Moore has the rebound. Scruggs will drive again, and he throws up an air ball. That looked to be last touched by the Dolphins. Perhaps the Saints are upset that there should have been a foul call. When both benches are unhappy, something's not going right. Goldstein for Wiggin.
Wiggin had the three if he wanted it.
Cross-court pass, open Wilson. Splash.
Bada bing, bada boom. Everyone's going crazy in the room. How you doing?
Big crossover there by Fonz Jules. Turnaround jumper way off. And Trice on the follow draws the foul.
23 points now for Wilson. And like Coach Toes was telling me at halftime, yeah, he's hot right now, but we expect this from him.
Kone picks up the foul. His second and already the third against the Dolphins in the second half. Trayton Trice to the line. And his free throw is too strong. Free throw is good. 13-point game. Trice goes 1 of 2 from the line. This is Goldstein. Back up top, Chestnut. He gets right to the basket and is rejected by Moore.
Nice job there by Moore to stick with it and block the shot.
That was a great recovery defensively. Moore was well behind that play and got back to the basket and rejected the shot by Chestnut. Trice backs in on Wiggin. Can't bank in that shot and draws a foul on the second try.
So a lot of fouls early on here for the Dolphins as we head to the timeout.
That's the fourth team foul on Staten Island and our first media timeout of this second half. Our score with 15:47 to go. The Dolphins 59 and D'Youville 46.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
.47 to go in the second half, and out of our first media timeout of the half, the Dolphins lead it by 13. Right back to the line goes Trayton Trice. He will have two shots coming up here. Trice just 1 of 6 from the field, but very quickly he is at the line for the second time in just about as many minutes. Free throw is good. One more for Trice. Saints keeping this within striking distance, but the Dolphins have done a good job not giving up any ground after building a double-digit lead fairly early in this game. It was all Dolphins early, and from there the two teams have been just about even. This is Wilson, step back jumper, splash.
25 points now for Wilson.
Wilson 9 of 15 from the field. Make it 9 of 16. Of his 16 shots, 13 of those have been threes. He's hit 7 of them. Moore with a really tough shot, defended well by Ziris. And Wilson was pushed out of bounds after grabbing the rebound.
So that'll be a foul.
Fouls continuing to pile up as well. Goldstein with it. Gives it up to Wilson, now Ziris. Goldstein, pull-up jumper, splash.
Goldstein open there, knocks it down.
Ball well beyond the arc with Scruggs. Now this is Warren on the drive. Step back jumper over Wilson, no good. Rebounded by Ziris. Wilson left open. No good. Fonts Jules with the rebound. And he stepped on the sideline. And then nearly hit a shot from 3/4 the length of the court. That was close.
Would it have counted?
It would not have counted, but notable nonetheless. Dolphins inbound from in front of their own bench. Sierras to Goldstein. 10 to shoot now. Chestnut to the rim, and he draws a foul.
Nice move there to get to the rim, and now go to the free throw line.
Another foul in the second half. Already 7 fouls called in under 6 minutes. And Chestnut's free throw is good. Chestnut's free throw will not go. Hutchins brings it up. He had a nice stretch of 3 straight baskets in the first half. And unfortunately for Scruggs, Warren was not in the game. Tried to pass it to him on the bench.
Warren should not have been standing up. I guess he's coming back from getting some water. I'm not really sure what
I think he
happened
was, yeah. He did appear to be standing in the corner. It did look that way. Tough break there for the Saints. Wiggin for Laddie. Wilson now posting up, and his jump shot is in, out, and back in again.
Sometimes it's just your day, Joe. 27 points right now for Wilson.
Let's take a look at the D2 single game scoring record. I know we've had several games in the 30s. I don't know if we've had a game in the 40s.
I don't think so.
I think the closest we came may have been Adeola Latunji in the first Division II season. However, much of that schedule was against Division III opponents.
What's the all-time school record in general here?
I will pull that up. That I know we have.
Well, Laddie now, directing traffic.
Wilson sets the screen here. Now Ziris for 3. Splash.
The threes are falling. Good job by the Dolphins. We talked about it in the pregame. The key was going to be those 3-pointers. And this is just a lot of threes they're making in this one.
A lot of contact there, and fighting through it was Simmons. Count the basket and 1. Already the 5th Dolphins team foul, 8th foul committed between the two teams. Single game scoring record for the Dolphins was set 1 year before my arrival. Frank Schettino has scored 43 points twice. That was in 2015 and 2017.
That record's going to be safe today.
That free throw good, and that will complete the 3-point play. Saints now trail by 18. Getting a look at this list, I don't believe we've had a player score more than 34 points in the D2 era.
The only person I remember scoring over 30 was Austin Mick.
My memory's pretty good because Adeola Latunji did score 38 in the first year of the D2 era against a D3 opponent. 38 points. I knew he had a big game.
Well, Blake Wilson going to the line right now to potentially get some more points. I guess a technical foul was called.
So Wilson now has a chance for 2 more at the line. And should they keep him in the game, it could be interesting. Keep him in, let him shoot
I think Coach Tibbs will keep him in the game, especially with his family here. So
with those 2 free throws, 29.
29?
29.
So 1 point away from 30, so I think he's at his career high already.
He certainly is. Saints bench was clamoring for a travel. Instead, they get a turnover. Moore fouled at the basket again, and Dolphins have committed 6 fouls already, and right now that's D'Youville's primary source of offense.
Yeah, it's working for them right now.
Moore's first free throw is good. He's been the only Saint outside of Hutchins that has been efficient in this game. That free throw good as well. Dolphin lead back down to 18 points. Laddie, cross court. Ziris for three. Short. And the rebound was pulled in by Fonz Jules. Hutchins outside to Fonz Jules. He crosses over. Quickly was doubled. Spin move, and the bank shot won't go for Scruggs. Second try is good. Count it, and the foul.
Another foul, 17th foul now. Free throws have played large and will continue to play large here in the second half for D'Youville.
Fouls have been the Dolphins' worst enemy in this third quarter. They played really well, extended their lead past 20 points, but free throws have kept D'Youville at least just a bit more alive. There is still plenty of time, but when you're down 20 just a couple of minutes ago, it's tough to say you're very much alive.
Well, look at this rotation of players right now for Coach Tibbs. He's going with 5 guards out there.
Wilson right now, the big man on the floor. He's joined by Poulin, Ziris, Laddie, and Goldstein. Laddie off the crossover, finds Goldstein. Way short, Poulin offensive rebound, and the putback.
Does Goldstein get an assist on that? Poulin laying it in, and he'll go to the free throw line for one more.
And we've seen Poulin do that more than once before. You have to box him out around the rim, especially on the offensive glass. That time the Saints did not, and Poulin makes them pay. The Dolphins back in front now by 18 points, 11:45 to go in the second half.
Dear softball, where to begin with what you have given me? I have struggled with you at times, but you have unequivocally made me who I am today. You have given me light in the darkest times where I thought light could not enter. Growing up, you were there for me when social groups may not have been. You were there through familiar hard times, and you never gave up on me. You have introduced me to so many influential people in my life, and I wouldn't have dreamt of meeting if it was not for you. You always kept me motivated to pursue a dream. No matter what was going on in life, you kept inspiring me to chase my dreams. And you have
11:45 to go in the second half as the Dolphins send Joey Poulin to the line for one shot. And Poulin completes the three-point play.
Nice to see Poulin come right into the game, get that offensive attack there, and lay it in, get the free throw as well.
Hutchins with it. He uses the screen from Scruggs. Now Fonz Jules looking inside, feeds Scruggs. He has his back to the basket, got tripped up there. Crossover into a three, no good. And Wilson has the rebound. It's punched away from him, and he was fouled.
16th foul now on D'Youville.
Dolphins with the same five they had in, ahead of that foul call against Poulin. Or I should say the foul that was committed on Poulin.
Well, Joe, look at these people out there right now, Xeris' side. You're getting a good look at the potential future for the Dolphins here, as a lot of underclassmen out there.
Goldstein had his pass stolen there, but this very well could be the core group for next year. You do return J.J. Chestnut, and obviously Mitchell Wiggin has played a huge role this year.
Is J.J. going to graduate school?
He's a junior.
He's a junior as far as eligibility.
Athletically?
He's a senior.
He's a senior. Oh, okay. Well, that obviously would be another big loss for the Dolphins next year.
I think he'll stick around. Because he's played, this is his third year playing here, but he did play. He actually, I don't know, he originally went to another school for his freshman year in Ohio. He transferred in, but he didn't play there. So he does have another year of eligibility.
Okay. Dolphins also will have Asa Kone next year, assuming that he is an academic junior as well.
And he'll be starting for sure, I think, next year. But Wilson, Goldstein, Laddie, future's in good hands.
Goldstein's 3, no good there. Now Wilson for 3. No good again. Here comes Hutchins. He goes at Goldstein. Fakes. Gets tied up. Nearly threw it away. Feed inside. And the block by Xeris.
Call the foul.
Results in a foul call. You know, I didn't see the hand go up, Nick. The foul was called from the judge beyond the three-point line. I was looking under the rim. The foul call came from almost half court. You have to excuse me on that one.
Well, Xeris couldn't believe it either. We also are at a very different vantage point.
Nick, you know, I try to be as positive as I can on the air. I absolutely hate calling the game from up here. I hate it.
It's rough, especially with the pole, and then
I hate
some
it.
of the baskets in here aren't up in the air like they should be all the way, so it's not an easy view.
More often than you think, I get asked the question, what's your favorite sport to call? And generally,
it's got to be basketball.
Well, not for the reason you think. I am obviously a basketball fan. But my favorite sports to call are the ones where we are between the crowd and the game directly.
Right, courtside.
So here, obviously that applies at basketball as Mallory draws
the foul.
the foul.
Though. For anyone tuning in late, we are beyond the stands.
We are in the second
deck.
deck.
We are at this concourse.
Our camera angle is
den.
Our camera angle is the angle that Nick and I have. Yes. We are right next to the camera.
Hanging out up here in the Dolphin Den today with some poles and so much in the way. It's actually harder to see up here with the lighting as well.
It's just not a good setup. But among the sports we call, we have basketball, where we are between the action and the crowd, and we have softball, where we are between the action and the crowd.
This year you had soccer, but the crowd's on the other side, so maybe
the crowd is soccer. It's not quite the same. You're not between spectators and the action. But those are my favorite sports to call, where you put me between the action and the crowd.
Yeah, baseball's tough when we're so far away and really can't hear what's going on in the dugout or in the crowd.
Yeah, baseball, like you said, Nick, it is tough as that's tipped out of bounds and it will be Dolphins ball. But baseball is tough because we are very far from home plate. Also, we have a lot between us and home plate. We are not directly in the seating bowl. We are up in the press box. And the view of the outfield from where we are, it's a bit tough. That's a 400-foot outfield.
It's minor league official.
I still remember attending games when the Staten Island Yankees played here many years ago.
I used to come. They give away full-size bats.
I remember that.
Great. I know you and your father had a very big role in those early games.
The Booster Club.
Yes.
That was after the move to the Richmond County Bank Ballpark, now Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. But
home of the Ferry Hawks.
If you look up on the second deck, you can see the remnants of where it once said Richmond County Bank Ballpark. The lettering left an outline on the facade. You can still see it. Saints have it. They trail by 19. At some point, and you know, this may be perhaps in the distant future, but I'd like to call a game at each of the ECC venues and see all of the different facilities.
Well, some schools.
There's a 3 from Moore, and Moore continues to have a very nice game.
Yes, he's done a good job keeping his team in it. As far as the facilities in the ECC, some schools only have half a gym. So one side of the court is a wall.
Yeah, that's not great. But I will tell you, I've been to UDC. Their gym is very similar to ours in terms of the orientation. Very similar.
I know you and Marquise had a nice road trip down there 2 years ago.
And Laddie had the ball hit off his leg. So the Saints have cut the lead down to 16. They have it. And you know that this being a long bus ride home that is looming for DUville, they do not want to head back 0-2 in conference play, and they are going to play until the final horn. And
yeah, lots of game left, 8:38.
Obviously, as we heard during your conversation with TJ Tibbs, he has great respect for head coach Andy Stark in his third season. And Mallory has another block as he swats away that attempt by Fonz Jules.
Lots of blocks this afternoon for the Dolphins.
And Nick, the Saints are in a position very similar to where the Dolphins were a couple of years ago. They are now eligible for the postseason. And they are obviously looking to make their mark in the playoffs, as with that last shot, Matt Sell makes his mark from well beyond the arc. That was a deep three, and just like that, it's a 13-point game.
Close game now. Nothing to be taken for granted here.
Said it many times. The Dolphins have done a really good job keeping DUville at arm's length. They went in front by double digits and only let DUville closer than 10 very briefly. Shamar Laddie halts the Saints' momentum with that last pull-up jumper, and the lead is right back to 15. Matt Sell for three, no good. And Goldstein has the rebound. Alley-oop. And good defense there by Simmons. He saw it coming. Cross-court pass. Hutchins up top. Simmons fakes. And he traveled.
7:19 now. 79-64 left in this game. And we will have a timeout.
Timeout on the floor becomes a media timeout with 7:19 to go in the second half. Dolphins lead it by 15. Our score, Staten Island 79, DUville 64.
Dear softball, 16 years, 16 long years is what I've given you. As for what you have given me, it goes far more than what I can begin to explain. I want to first and foremost thank you for the work ethic you instilled in me from a young age. You made me realize at 8 years old, nothing will work unless you do. The long days spent at lessons and the long nights still working, even as others have left the field, you have taught me how to fight and not settle for mediocrity in anything I do. You have made me understand what it means to be a competitor on the field and a champion in life. You have taught me what it means to be completely and utterly passionate about something. That by putting your blood, sweat, and tears into your craft every day, you can achieve your dreams. Realizing that no matter how many people may doubt your size, one thing they can never doubt is your heart. I also want to thank you for teaching me what it means to be committed to something bigger than myself. To not only play for myself, but for my family, teammates, coaches, and especially for a God who has taught me through this game to live my life fearlessly and humble each and every day. Lastly, you have taught me about perseverance and what it means to fight through adversity. By playing a game of failure, you have taught me that it is inevitable. In the great words of John Wooden, failure is not fatal, but failure to change might be. And when I am faced with conflict and trouble, wherever life takes me,
And we're back with just over 7 minutes to play in the second half. Dolphins lead by 15 points. And that pass was stolen as Poulin looked to get it to Mallory. Every possession now important for DUville. Trailing by 15, and they turn it over here. Poulin from Goldstein. Wiggin from Mallory. And
offensive foul on Wigan.
What is the call? Oh, my goodness. I mean, nobody wanted to make the call.
Just looking around, asking each other for help.
The most important thing is to get it right, but, man.
The ball was out of Wigan's hands when they then called the whistle.
You know, like I said, Nick, the most important thing is to get it right, but
a cameraman, Patty Toucans, is saying Tim said the same thing I just said.
Great minds think alike,
Can
I
you
guess.
get a charge when you don't have the ball?
This three was initially rebounded by Simmons, and he's fouled.
The crowd is not liking it. And, Joe, I really wish we were courtside right now because we'd be hearing a lot of choice words over our headset.
So, Nick, I did go back and watch it. Not only could you hear it, you could hear it loud and clear, even from the top.
Interesting.
So anything that is said by the spectators seated behind us does come over the microphone.
I think 1 week I should just go sit in the stands with them and do an in-game interview.
We do have wireless microphones. We could scatter them around the building. You have no idea where they are, and you're being recorded. That seems mildly unethical.
We're going to try that out for the men's alumni game next year.
Sounds like a plan. Meanwhile, the Saints continuing to try and chip away. They can get back to within 13 if Simmons can make it 2 of 2 from the line right here. And his free throw is no good. And a big tangle up there.
Got to have a whistle. What's the call?
I think it was just out of bounds. And it will be
be
Saints ball.
ball.
Well, they pointed it in the wrong direction. It's a foul.
What's going on, Joe?
It's a foul on D'Youville.
And to the free throw line, Messiah Mallory goes.
Dolphins in the double bonus with 6:28 to go. And if D'Youville has their sights set on a comeback, it gets that much more difficult when you put the opponent in the double bonus this early.
Well, looking at the stands right now, as another lane violation happens, once again with Mallory. And we have, might have a little bit of a camera issue. If not, sorry about that. But we had a lane violation there on Mallory's free throw. And another one here, and that's good. So the first one, the lane violation. Second one is good. Saints driving here, and pass goes out of bounds. Joe, another lane violation on a Mallory free throw. What's going on?
Well, he does hold the ball up there for quite a bit of time, so I can definitely see how a player alongside the stripe would be perhaps deked into moving a bit early. Now, I was attending to our memory card on the camera. Was that a lane violation on one of his teammates or the Saints?
Yep.
His teammate.
I'm pretty sure Wigan was, because he waved off the basket. He shot the second free throw. They were all leaning in, falling, trying to catch themselves.
Yeah, he does have a bit of a hitch in that free throw. Doesn't really have that same hitch in his jumper. Wigan, finger roll is good. And the Dolphins are back in front by 16 points.
Looking in the stands, our guy, B. Ford, absolutely loving it in the first row.
Timeout called by the Dolphins with 6:09 to play. Our score, Staten Island 83, D'Youville 67.
Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Just over 6 minutes to play, and we have a whistle before that inbounds pass. No harm comes from it. Saints in trouble, and they turn it over. Zierus almost had it poked away, and
Dolphins got numbers right now.
yeah, I think Simmons almost took out his own teammate, and Wilson knocks down another 3.
31 points. A Mike Piazza-like performance this afternoon for Blake Wilson.
And a dunk at the other end after Scruggs was just shaken up moments ago. Comes back and throws it down. Wilson open again. Splash!
34 points.
Nick, that's 35.
35.
Though I like the Mike Piazza reference. I appreciate it. Yeah, Scruggs is definitely shaken up. He got hit in the knee when Simmons went for the steal on Zierus. And he is still clutching at the left leg, trying to walk it off. But Nick, Blake Wilson now is moving into record territory.
I might have to send Marquise a message so he can let the bench know that he needs 7 more points to tie the all-time record.
Second free throw is good. Dolphin lead is 18, but I think with the large CSI lead at this point, we're officially on record watch. And maybe I spoke too soon. Commentators jinx as the Dolphins turn it over. Famous last words before the Saints pull off the improbable comeback, perhaps? Wouldn't be the first time I did that. But I said it earlier, the Dolphins led by double digits very early, and that has been the case for almost all of the games since. Saints need that shot. They won't get it on the three-pointer by Moore. Here comes Wiggin. And Wiggin almost lost the ball. Wilson open. No good.
That I brought him really close to the record, Joe.
That would have brought him within 2 baskets, and he is getting 2 more shots.
Oh, travel. Well, the thing is, Joe, could you imagine if we were courtside for the post-game interview with his teammates would do to Blake? Now have to all come up the stairs to see him. If Stephanie sends him up.
They better ascend the staircase, single file, and
we've got to make sure Emily Albano, our soccer star, escorts them up, single file up the stairs. Now, do you think Coach Taves is aware of the record?
Well, they are aware of the single game record. It's 9, and he has tied that record. Wiggin, too strong.
Well, the single game scoring record, though, 43.
Single game scoring record, 43. Single game three-point record is 9 makes. He's 1 away. That shot no good from the corner, and Wiggin has the rebound. Good move by Chestnut. Count it, and 1.
Great job by JJ going to the basket there.
Communicating with our content creator, Marquise Pickering, right now as well, letting him know where we stand in terms of potential records.
So 8 points away from the record for most points.
That would tie him.
Right.
He's at 35. The record is 43, achieved 2 times by Frank Schettino. However, in the Division II era, that being the years in which the Dolphins had a full D2 schedule, I consider that to be 2021 and forward. However, the team did go D2 in 2019 officially. But if we're keeping it strictly as it is, he has scored more points than any Dolphin has in a game.
Well, let's see if they try to get it to him.
Since the return from COVID. Wilson has it now. Swings it to Wiggin. Wiggin has Wilson open for three. Air ball.
That was a far shot attempt.
The bench still likes it. And with 3:30 to go, we will see if the Dolphins keep the same five out there.
I think Blake's going to stay out there.
The lead is 19, or make that 21 now with 3.5 to go. Our score, Staten Island 92, D'Youville 71.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Back here in the tank, Dolphins ahead 92-71, 3.5 minutes left in this game. Looks like the Dolphins will win this one, but the question now is going to be, can Blake Wilson set a record as far as Dolphins scoring is concerned? J.J. Chestnut with the ball now. Wilson 35 points, 43, the all-time single game record for a Dolphin. Zeris looking around. Here comes Wilson for a screen. 6 on the shot clock, and that ball goes out of bounds. Remains Dolphin ball, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Nick Durst here on the call for you right now. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on the broadcast. Zeris to inbound to Mallory, who puts up the shot. And it's good. Nice job there off the inbound pass, only 4 on the shot clock. Dolphins now with a chance to potentially hit the 100 mark in this game. D'Youville moving the ball around, and that's blocked. But a late foul is called on Mitchell Wiggin. First free throw off the mark there by Justin Moore. Aaron Goldstein will check in for Mitchell Wiggin. Second free throw is good. D'Youville with the press. Chestnut advances it into the half court. Over to Zeris, now to Wilson. Wilson running into his teammate Chestnut there. JJ now moving around. And his pass is almost stolen. Mallory saves it in the backcourt, and then Chestnut is fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line now.
Well, Nick, we had the post-game catering order for D'Youville arrive at our commentary desk.
Well, we could have ate some of it before you sent it to the right spot.
Well, the actual food itself hadn't arrived. The delivery person had arrived and did not know where to go. I directed him to the right place, and D'Youville will have their meal post-game.
I'm sure they're having pizza.
That is correct, but there was a large variety of orders there. There were some seafood dishes, some pizza, some rolls.
Jeez.
A lot of options. It's a
Well,
long trip home.
That is for certain. 6 hours at least.
Yeah, that's a very
They'll
lengthy
be home
trip.
after midnight.
I certainly would not drive it if I ever attended a game there.
Fly.
I would fly it 100%. When you can get a flight from Philadelphia, which is about 45 minutes to an hour from me, to Pittsburgh for $70 round trip or whatever it was, you can't beat that. And you have to think Buffalo would be similar.
Yeah, it won't be too much money.
No.
And you're going to save yourself a lot of time and aggravation.
Yeah. Yep, my days of driving inordinate distances are over. Those days are done.
The longest trip you'll go is Long Island.
I don't make that trip much anymore, but I will be there next weekend.
Next weekend, you and Joseph Calabrese.
On the drive, and unable to get that one to go was Warren, but he will head to the line. And Nick, true to form, fouls continue to pile up late in the second half. Both teams have been at the line quite a bit since the halftime break. A combined 57 free throws in this game thus far.
That is crazy.
In the second half, there have been 36 of those 57. There's number 37. It's no good.
Well, it looks like the Dolphins, Joe, they still have a chance to hit 100 points in this game, but I don't think Blake Wilson is going to be able to break the all-time single-game record for scoring points-wise with only 2 minutes left to play.
Would not appear that way. But he does have something to look forward to, and that's his TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game conversation with you.
That should be a good one. We'll see if his father is able to join us as well.
This is Goldstein with it. Now Poulin right back to Goldstein. Leighton Woods in the game for the Dolphins now, along with Wilson, Goldstein, Hargrave, and Poulin. Wilson, in and out.
That would have gave him 38. The bench wanted that one.
That one was halfway down. At the other end, that three-pointer is short by Kevin Thompson. Here comes Goldstein.
Aaron's looking for Blake.
Saints aren't going to let him shoot it.
Dolphins now will use the clock.
Goldstein for Wilson. No good. Rebound tipped, and Hargrave either went over the back or stepped on the baseline. Tough to tell.
So, Joe, will Blake Wilson get a nomination for ACC Player of the Week?
I think he has to anytime you score this many points in a game. However, going for the additional makes at the expense of field goal percentage does hurt you. It does hurt you.
I think as far as women go, Dana Phelan might have a shot for Player of the Week.
You have to win at least one, typically,
Right, one
to win.
again.
If you win both and average what Dana and Blake averaged, you have a great shot.
Blake's getting pulled now, so great job by him, a career high. 35 points, and we got the camera on him now. See his teammates loving it. Awesome job by the sophomore, and he had his family in attendance to see him have his career game to date as a collegiate player, as a Dolphin.
Laddie across the timeline, and we'll bring it back out. Dolphins will probably attempt one more shot in this game. Laddie looks up at the clock, finds a cutting Hargrave, but he lost the ball. Simmons to the rim, finger roll, no good, but
Another foul.
He was fouled yet again. It is not often that the back half of a 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock doubleheader runs past 5 p.m.
Well, now we got to figure out the whole timesheet things with our lunch break.
Good old lunch break. Simmons at the line. Dolphins leading by 21. One of two trip to the line for Simmons. Dolphins may hold it here and take a shot clock violation. Woods probably won't do that.
He wants to score.
Yeah.
Can't blame him.
Bench thought he was fouled. And I was going to say, Nick, you're not getting that call late in the game. But then the Saints got that call, so you never really know.
The food's going to be cold.
First free throw is good.
Well, Joe, our next game here is what, the 18th? So 10 days away?
Our next game is the 18th. That is correct.
So hopefully by then we can maybe have our broadcast booth resolved.
I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Nick, I have to be honest with you. I think there's a very good chance we're up here for the rest of the year.
Is there anybody going to look into a solution, or we're
the reason that is because I will not continue to plug in my personal equipment down there on court level. Clearly there is a problem.
Sure.
Clearly there is a problem. I've already lost a video transmitter. We lost a power strip. The mixer has been very fickle. I will not be plugging in down there again.
We know what to do. We have to bring back that stand that the cameraman used to stand on.
Yeah. At least elevate us. And then we can sit.
Right. And not to see you go with the poles.
And I think that's going to be a project ahead of our next game. Meanwhile, the Dolphins pick up a 19-point win over the Saints of D'Youville University. Our final score, Staten Island 96, D'Youville 77. The Dolphins improved to 1-1 in conference play. They are now 4-5 on the season. With the loss, the Saints fall to 0-2 against the ECC. They are now 2-6 on the year. I'm waiting to see if they grabbed our player of the game, Blake Wilson. If they did, he will be joining Nick shortly. I don't see anybody tracking Blake down. So what we'll do, Nick, is step aside and take a quick 30-second break. Hopefully, on the other side of this short message from one of our sponsors, Blake Wilson will be joining us for our TLC Physical Therapy post-game report.
And we are back here for the TLC Physical Therapy post-game report. Nick Durst here with Blake Wilson and his teammates. Let them have it, guys. Let them have it.
Way to play, bro. Way to shoot it. Right?
So that you can see that the teammates are fired up. Coach is fired up. Blake got the towel, got the game ball. Here comes Sean. And the rest of his teammates joining Blake. Really bringing the heat from West Palm Beach tonight. You were in the zone. How'd it feel out there? Career high 35 points.
It was great. It's really a blessing to be able to go out there and perform like that in front of a good crowd. And you know, that's a tough team. They play physical. They talk a lot. You know, we love the competition, and the coaches prepared me for this along with my teammates. I mean, if it weren't for my teammates, I wouldn't be right here.
And how about putting this career game on in front of your family, your father here? You just had a nice embrace. How much did it mean to you to have him here tonight?
I mean, it's truly a blessing. Not many kids can say they're able to do that, and and I'm just thankful for him. You know, he put me in this position. He's the reason why I'm standing here right now speaking with you.
All right, Blake, congratulations. Heck of a game. Go celebrate that win, and congrats on the awesome game.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the TLC Physical Therapy post-game report with our player of the game, Blake Wilson. Dolphins come away with 2 Dolph wins today. The women won, now the men win 96-77 over D'Youville. I'm Nick Durst, and for Joe Foreman, thank you for watching. Have a good night, everybody. Dolphins win.
All right, thank you, Nick, and thank you to our TLC Physical Therapy player of the game, Blake Wilson. Great effort for him and the Dolphins here this afternoon as CSI wins it by a final score of 96-77. The Dolphins even up their conference record at 1-1 behind a very strong effort from opening tip to the final buzzer. The Dolphins defense once again swarming, making things tough on the Saints throughout this game. The outside shooting obviously was key, and a huge part of that was our player of the game, Blake Wilson. As for Nick and I, we are next on the air when the Dolphins take on Pace University a bit later this month. That game is on December 18th, if I'm not mistaken, but that's why we have a schedule page on our website. I will confirm that right now, and indeed the next Dolphins home game is against Pace on the 18th. However, the Dolphins will be in action twice between now and then. They take on Adelphi on Wednesday, December 11th. That's just 3 days from now. And then they visit UDC this weekend for a 3:15 p.m. tip-off in Washington, D.C. But until the 18th, this has been Joe Foreman, our engineer, Edward Peterson, our camera operator, Pat Gilorenzo, and our secondary camera operator, Michael Ortiz. My name is Joe Foreman. My broadcast partner was Nick Durst, and this has been CSI Sportsnet coverage of East Coast Conference basketball. Our final score, the Dolphins 96 and the Saints 77.